Later, Mr. Garett changed his mind. He helped his daughter first to work as a nurse and attend medical lectures, and then to take private lessons from leading medical teachers. It was much more difficult to gain acceptance from the students themselves. See Source 4. Source 4. The presence of young females is an outrage on our instincts. We, the undersigned students, consider that the mixture of the sexes in the same class is likely to lead to results of an unpleasant character. The lecturers are likely to feel some restraint through the presence of females in giving that explicit and forcible enunciation of some facts which is necessary. The presence of young females as spectators in the operating theatre is an outrage on our natural instincts and feelings, and calculated to destroy those sentiments of respect and admiration with which the sex is regarded by all right-minded men. Such feelings are a mark of civilization and refinement. This is a statement of students at the Middlesex Hospital in London on the 13th of June 1861. As a result, Elizabeth was not allowed to attend lectures, so she continued to study privately. If we now go back to the main part of the text. Elizabeth passed all her exams, but to be allowed to work as a doctor she had a further problem. In 1858, medical qualifications in Britain had been regulated by law. Every new doctor had to be accepted as a member of the College of Physicians, the College of Surgeons, or the Society of Apothecaries. The first of these had clear rules against women members, and the third was very reluctant to accept Elizabeth. So in 1865 she and her father brought a legal case against the society and forced it to accept her. Afterwards, the society changed its rules so as to prevent other women following her example. Elizabeth was now at last able to work as a doctor, but it took her another 5 years to complete her qualification by becoming a doctor of medicine. No British university would accept her, so she studied French and became a doctor of medicine at the University of Paris in 1870. By this time, girls' education was beginning to improve. Several universities were beginning to admit women, and in 1874, 6 women, led by Sophia Jakes Bleck, completed a full medical course at Edinburgh. The university immediately announced that it was only permitted to grant medical degrees to men. Sophia and her friends completed their degrees at Dublin or at Zurich. Meanwhile, they founded the London School of Medicine for Women in 1874. In 1876, Parliament passed an Act that opened all medical qualifications to women. Even this did not end the resistance of existing doctors. For instance, during the years 1876 to 81, the Royal College of Surgeons refused to examine anyone in midwifery, so as to avoid having to examine women. The fact that women were able to qualify as doctors does not mean that many did. Even in 1992, only 24% of doctors in England and Wales were women. In the 1990s, over half the students starting to study medicine are women, but 45% of those who qualify give up the job within 5 years, compared with only 10% of men. Questions. What factors made it difficult for women to become doctors in the 19th century? Why should the percentage of doctors who are women remain so low late in the 20th century in Britain? Source 5. A French cartoon from Frou Frou, before 1920. Esculape is the French word of Asclepios, the Greek temples come hospitals. The girl is wearing robes similar to those worn by doctors when they qualified. Question. Was the cartoonist in favour of women doctors or against them?